What if it was red?
Yes, that's right. Today we're taking a look at Generation Select's Exhaust. How else was I supposed to make a review of the Wheeljack mold? I did every other deluxe figure from Wave 1 of Earthrise except Wheeljack because I reviewed him before I made Fat Fingered reviews, so this is the excuse to make him. Yes, this is an Exhaust, a repaint of Wheeljack with a new head. I believe this was the Diaclone character that became Wheeljack, but don't quote me on that. And as for accessories, he comes with a missile launcher, which can peg on his shoulder, or can be used as a gun, or plugged in basically anywhere else. There's a 5mm port. Go wild, please. Now on to the man himself, and yup, he sure is a repaint, which is fine. Sporting a white and red color scheme, I'm surprised he wasn't a Target exclusive, with hints of black and silver throughout. And is that a mercenary logo I see? In fact, this is the first official figure to sport the mercenary logo from Hasbro/Takara. Of course, now we have Sound Blaster and Bugbite and all these other characters that have it with a few Takara repaints in there, but hey, he was the first. Anyway, other than that, he's pretty plain, but in a good way. He's like super generic, but I like it. And man, you gotta check out that head sculpt. Rocking the mask over the eyes, don't do this in public. And with a weird ear thing going on. Of course, this is where Wheeljack's ears came from, but it still is. It's odd and it looks good. And a mouth that he can use to smoke because he's a smoker, so he needs a mouth. So it makes sense that the mask is over his eyes instead of over his mouth. It makes sense. Overall, if this is a Wheeljack before Wheeljack, I can totally see it. It looks like Wheeljack, just incorrectly. And now on to articulation. If you have Wheeljack, it's the same. The new head doesn't hinder any articulation. Well, maybe a bit of side to side, but that's about it. And it all amounts to a pretty good range of poses he can do. Overall, great articulation. It was very fun to pose this mold. And now on to size comparisons. He's an average deluxe size and scales with the other mercenaries, as he should, as well as like every other figure in the Earthrise line and Siege line. And then here he is with Wheeljack. Very similar in paint scheme, but again, you can definitely tell they're different characters. But if a kid confuses this for Wheeljack, I'm not going to slap him across the face. I'm going to beat him to a pulp. And finally, on to transformation. I really like this one, and I constantly transform Wheeljack because of how fun it was. And while this is similar, and actually is exactly the same, it isn't as fun to do for some weird QC issue regarding tightness and such. Regardless, though, funny, it's still a fun transformation, but there are a few just tiny QC issues. Mainly like the head just pulling. It's simple stuff. It's not really hindering the figure at all. Just letting you know. And here he is in his rally car alternate mode. And whoa! This is where the colors really shine. The red, white, and black really work well, giving it an amazing streamlined look. I really dig it. The label's details are amazing, and as a nod to the original toy, Exhaust is spelled wrong, just like how the original toy had a typo. And in fact, all of the logos on it are references to cigar companies, and I love it! And you can peg the missile launcher on the top if you want to gear up Exhaust. Also, that's literally the only peg. Actually, there are two on the back, which you can also, maybe put Brunt's arms on if you are a monster or something. But anyway, it's really cool. You do have a few options for the vehicle mode pegging up, but hey, it is what it is. And that has been my review of Earthrise Generation Select's Exhaust, a fun figure that somehow manages to be really charming. And with his confirmed appearance in the Netflix War for Cybertron Chapter 2, he's a must-have for any completionist of the cast, which, by the way, really happy that he's in that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. See ya.